Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Joel Glenn-Wixon, and I'm here again with another Music Metaphor 7 Feeling Geniuses video. And today I'm talking about change. Change the inevitable, change the thing that happens all the time. And we live in a culture where we're kind of indoctrinated into this notion that the most important thing we can do is keep things the same, stay young, keep everything looking exactly the way that it does right now, even though we tear down things from the past. We keep wanting to improve, but change is supposed to not happen, even though it constantly does. And so I wrote the song that I'm going to sing today, inspired by the ocean. And the song's called Undertow, and it uses the undertow as a metaphor for how we can try to hang on and try to hang on, and really that's the most destructive thing we can do. Living here in the ocean, we deal with undertow and riptides a fair amount, and you know, everybody who lives around here has at least hopefully heard that the best thing to do when you're caught up in the riptide is not to fight against it, but to go with it, because it's an overwhelming force that it's very difficult to defeat, and maybe possible for some people, but that's ultimately, I guess, maybe the larger message is it's totally unnecessary. If you go with it, you will eventually come around down the coast from where you are to a place where you can have some safety, and in worst case scenario you're pulled out and you float in the abundant buoyance that's part of being in salt water, which is where the undertow exists, and eventually somebody will come along and get you, or you'll get to a place where the undertow isn't actually happening and you can swim in quite easily. So, but the point being that fighting against it is the worst thing to do, because ultimately you'll get exhausted and drown because you've run out of energy, the energy that you need to swim. I actually remember once we were down up at Popham Beach in Phippsburg, Maine, and had an experience of this where I literally found myself caught in a very strong current, and allowed myself to just kind of float out of it. It was hard. I was very concerned for a period of time and got close to that panic place, but was able to eventually, fortunately, realize that what I really needed to do was just float. And so I did, and it was kind of a wonderful thing to just sort of float along and end up not being dead, evidenced by me being here now. But this song for me is always a reminder that the change comes, and it can either shatter our dreams or change our lives, and really ultimately the choice is ours, and we can look around to find out the clues that allow us to realize that going with the flow that comes along in life is the thing that we can do if we choose to, as opposed to fighting against it, staying connected to our expectations and our ideas about how things are supposed to be, and really missing the opportunity to experience what's possible when we kind of live past our expectations, which are just a manifestation of what we can imagine. There's so much more available out there than what we can imagine. So here's this little song. Change comes, at least that's how it seems. It shatters lives, or making our dreams, and life goes by without our consent, leaving behind all the times that we spent when we were drowning in the undertow, hanging on. Fighting for a fight that we just can't win, drowning in the undertow, hanging on and won't let go, but we're fighting for a fight that we just can't win. Your breath, it encircles my mind, light comes undertow, hanging on and won't let go, but we're fighting for a fight we just can't win. Drowning in the undertow, hanging on and won't let go, but we're fighting for a fight we just can't win. You are with me now. Oh, goodbye somehow, when we are drowning in the undertow, hanging on and won't let go, but we're fighting for a fight that we just can't win. Drowning in the undertow, hanging on and won't let go, but we're fighting for a fight we just can't win. So that's it. Fighting for a fight we just can't win. And fighting against a force that's stronger than us in a way that's completely unnecessary. And that's the big thing. I mean, really, you know, the fighting for the things that we think are possible keeps us disconnected from what really is. So that's the message for this week. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Contact information's at the end of the video. Again, I'm Dr. Joel Glenn Wixon, and this is 7 Billion Geniuses, and please do stay in touch.